was 10 years old, I used to want to be a footballer. I used to want to be an athlete. I didn't really grow up playing football or anything like that, but I started watching football and I started, playing football at school and stuff, and I got into football. I got more active than I was, because I was quite to be honest, I always liked running. I ran the cross country and I was like one of the fastest in my school. I run the cross country and I've done all that, and I was good at that, but I had never played football. I'd never done really anything that physical apart from running when I was growing up. But yeah, when I was around 10, like I said, or 9, I started getting into football. Started watching football and all of that, and it just got me into physical training. So I started doing sit-ups, watching the Ronaldo compilations and seeing what he does, looking at their physiques and stuff, thinking, yeah, I want a physique like that. I want to be a footballer. I want to be everything that a footballer is, from how they look to what they do, all these things. So I started doing my sit-ups and my push-ups at home. A lot of different exercises anyway, and it almost just changed me. It changed me forever, because I remember I grew up, I was quite like I said, I was kind of like a cool nerd growing up, to be honest, because I was really into nature and into animals. I mean, I would read and watch so much content on animals and on, especially predators and the most dangerous animals in the world. I would really get into snakes and spiders and all the different stuff like that. But like I said, that was one of my main focuses. But as I kind of tapered off from that stuff and got more into football and stuff, because I started hanging around with certain people at school, and I just started getting into match attacks and all that type of stuff when you grow up. And like I said, I got into football and training, and then I did that until I was around 14. I joined a football club when I was 11, stayed there for like a year, moved to another one, just a Saturday league team. But and at 14 I got into the gym, not consistently, but I started doing first of all I started doing weights at home. We had these dumbbells, this one dumbbell that had two, where the weights go on, it had space so you could hold your arms, so it was basically like a mini dumbbell. And I would use that near enough every day when I was 14. It was like 7.5 kg, but I would just go at it. I would do curls with it, I would do reverse curls, I would do shoulder press, I would do all different movements with it. And then me and my mate, we started going to the gym. Started going to a local gym after school and in the holidays, and we got a bit into that. Didn't really completely commit, but we would go twice a week, a few times a week, or sometimes we would miss a week, not for like a month or two. And then a few months after when we stopped going to that gym, I got a real pair of dumbbells for home, and I really started doing more. Like I would be doing bicep curls, hammer curls, all the arm movements, and I just remember the joy and pushing your body hard, for sure, in any physical way. Like I said, when I was 10 I got into that, and I remember just how I changed completely in my character, in some good ways and some bad ways. Like I got a lot more confident, I got a lot more popular, because I was doing the things, like I said, I was getting into football, and we were all into football at the time, and kind of just became much more popular, because I was doing the things that other people were doing. I was interested in the things that the majority of people were interested in. there's the hierarchy in school, and there's all of that stuff, isn't there, with people, and if you're interested in certain things and you're good at it, because I was good. I did have a talent, but I also put in so much work to become better at it. But I started to train, like I said, from that 10-year mark, and it just changed me completely, changed the way I looked at myself. It just gave you this new way of looking at yourself and looking at the world, and this new energy. It's like you've got this energy now that you didn't have before from pushing your body to its limit, to failure, and whatever it was, whether you were running, whether you were kicking a ball and you kicked the ball until you knackered out, and you tried your best to hit the ball in a certain way so that would go a certain direction at a certain speed, and just doing that consistently, and like I said, whatever, pushing yourself to the limit in something physical, especially as a man, a young man, pushing your body to its limit will change your brain, and there's been scientific evidence showing us how it's so good for your dopamine, well, how it heightens your dopamine, and it's almost like a releases endorphins, but the dopamine that it releases, it's not a necessarily like a skyrocket overstimulating dopamine. It's a steady rise, and it's a slow decline. It's like it's just, and that's good, because a lot of the dopamine, like for example, having sex, smoking, porn, chocolate, your dopamine skyrockets, and then it goes down below baseline, and that is no good. That is no good. And then you keep going back for that hit to get you up to that point, because you just want to be at a baseline. But the exercise goes up steady and it goes down very steady, so it's healthy for you. And then also it releases endorphins in your brain, so serotonin is released, which is the happy hormone. It's the purpose. You feel like using your body to a purpose. And there's also testosterone, because your body will need testosterone to build muscles, to do hard things, to go through pain, and you build that by training as well. And obviously you have a natural threshold, but you build testosterone by getting active, by pushing your body hard, and that's good for your focus. It's good for your energy levels. It's just an overall benefit. Exercising will change your life in whatever way it is, whatever physical way. If you're running, if you're playing squash, if you're playing football, whatever you're doing, you're playing badminton, if you're playing basketball, whatever you do, push your body to the limit, push it hard. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to bring to you. If you're not doing something already, and if you are, keep at it. Try and do new things as well, like especially martial arts, for sure. I was doing boxing, but I stopped. Get into something, boys. Get in. If you're not already, and just turn up, bro. Just turn up. That's all you got to do. Just turn up one day. Push yourself, but not too hard. Just turn up. Do something light. If you've got this limbic friction, this friction in your mind saying, I don't want to do. You know, when you're doing something, you're like, I really don't want to do it. It's like this friction in your brain. It's going. Just be very steady, like literally just jog on a spot, do some star jumps, do some push-ups, do a few push-ups, and just be happy with that if it's that much of a struggle in your mind. I've talked about this before, but just that tiny bit of progress, incremental progress day by day, is a game changer. And I know it sounds cringy and cliche, but that is the way to change. It's the way to growth. But you you've got to keep progressively overloading. You've got to keep adding to it, you know. And it doesn't have to be constant adding, but it's just make sure that you're pushing yourself, and pushing yourself, and pushing yourself. And at the moment, it might feel hard to push yourself because you've been so involved in pleasure and pleasing yourself and in comfort. But trust me, the fulfillment that you'll get from pushing yourself is out of this world, honestly. And you will change the way you look at life. You'll be able to delay gratification, because when you're doing training, you're not going to be the best at the start. You're not going to be able to lift that heavy weight. You're not going to be able to hit the ball at that certain power. You're not going to be able to throw the ball at that certain direction in that technique. You know, you're going to have to learn that. You're not going to be able to throw that punch at that power and in that combination. You know, you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to be crap at the start, and that's the thing. You have to push through being crap, and that's hard. That's the hardest part, and the hardest part is starting as well. But it's also very hard to keep consistent at the start, because you're not the best, and people will beat you, and you'll be a loser basically. But you have to learn to lose, and then you have to have the humility to grow, and then you have to be teachable, and then you have to be consistent and educate yourself by experience and by study and whatever, and then you get better. But yeah, let's turn up, boys, and let's go, let's get better.